Hey everybody, this is Josh McKinney, and I just want to welcome you to episode 8 of the all-new Suckless Saturday. Today we have something different, not a listener mail question, more my listener mail, kind of me listening to the show and sending in mail. For those of you guys who have not heard it yet, we had a really interesting interview with Mike Crisp this Thursday. It just came out on Thursday. And some kind of notes that you could pull from that interview. One of the biggest is his mindset. That's what the episode really is about, is the mindset that it took to get third at ADCC trials. And for you guys that don't know, maybe you've never... It's hard for people to understand what that level of competition is. When you see a normal black belt and you go, man, this guy is unbelievable. Most likely 99% of the time, that black belt would lose in the first round at a tournament like ADCC West Coast Trials. And that is not saying that that black belt isn't legitimate and isn't a good black belt, but the levels that there are to black belt, they're kind of unbelievable. And so to win at that level from a school that isn't big, not on an Atos, an Alliance, Gracie Baja, not on anything, but to win at that level, that's huge. And it takes a lot of things to happen. But there were 3 mental notes that I took throughout the episode that I thought I would share with you guys for today's Suckless Saturday. And you don't need to have listened to the entire Mike Crisp interview to get something out of this. I'll reference what he talks about. And it might even be fun, if you haven't checked that one out yet, to listen to this one first, and then you can kind of catch those things while they happen during your first listen. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the episode. So like I said, these are 3 mindsets that I picked up from Mike Crisp. And the first one was, this was something that was very interesting, but for listeners of the show, maybe not surprising. Nothing was overthought when it came to his actual tournament, him going out and competing. When, we talk about the stories of all these tough people that he's fighting, we talk about pretty much everything, even down to the fact that he forgot a second no-gi gear for the second day, right? To bring more extra gear for the second day. And so he had to wash his rash guard and shorts in the sink and then dry them with a blow dryer, right? Nothing was overthought. So often, and I even talked to Mike about this on the episode, so often we overthink the tournament. The examples that Mike was giving were, my team is going to be disappointed in me, or something like that. A lot of times we put these thoughts on ourselves. I'm going to lose bad. I'm going to be embarrassed. I'm going to get hurt. I'm not strong enough for this. This guy's too big. He's too strong. He's too tough, whatever. Right. But we create a lot of different mental hurdles for ourselves with our thought process. And one of the easiest ways to beat that is literally to just ignore that stuff. I know that sounds crazy, but one of the best ways to realize you're not going to make your team mad at you by losing is to just forget about it, to not think about it. If you think about it, there is no amount of thinking about something like that that will help you with competition. It's just not how it works. You are not going to get better at competing by putting extra pressures on yourself that don't really matter. For example, like how your team thinks of you, or, what if I get posted on Flow and I'm losing, or what if, whatever. There's a million what ifs. But when we focus on those things, we're not focused on the task at hand. We are not in the moment. When you're thinking about what are my teammates going to think, then you are not present. Meaning I am fighting somebody, but I'm worried about what my teammates think. That doesn't make any sense. I need to be worried about fighting this person. I need to be 100% in that moment, because if not, they're going to beat me up, right? And so one of the most important things to understand when it comes to being in the moment is just being simple with it. If you overthink it, you're no longer in the moment, right? You're either thinking about the past or the future or something else. But when you are in the moment is simple. You just go out and grapple. And really, the mindset that it seemed like he carried was that just do jujitsu mindset. He didn't worry about a lot of other things, even the strategy. Even when he talks about fighting Dom Bell, one of the best black belt competitors there is, his strategy was so simple. Don't let Dom get on top. I'm going to lose if he gets on top. So he used that strategy. The second mental note that I would say that we could gather from Mike Crisp is that the grind was anticipated and the grind was enjoyed. So what that means, that sounds weird, right? I did an episode, a Suckless Saturday episode on the grind, and it really was just about showing up, was just about grinding. But the funny thing about the grind, something like David Goggins talks about this a lot, like the mental callus that comes from it. The more you put yourself, the more you make yourself be tough, the tougher you become. The more you ignore whatever negative thought process you have, the more you ignore the kind of the pain that you're having or whatever. Not that you should always ignore those things, because sometimes your body's telling you stuff and you need to listen, right? But a lot of times for us, we need to be tougher. And one of the best ways to get tougher is to just ignore stuff, to just say, I'm going to go in and I'm going to be tough. I'm going to do this. Or something else that's helpful is you make it less internal. So, for example, if I'm fighting and I am dead tired, in this conversation, again, totally happens with Mike in this episode, but we talk about this idea of even when you're dead tired, if you're focused on breaking somebody and you believe that you are tough, you believe that you won't break, what's going to happen is you are going to keep pushing, even though you're dead tired. You're not going to think about it. But if I go out, same exact situation, and I'm the one who says to myself, I'm tired, I don't know what I can do, I'm tired, can I even perform like this? When I start saying those things to myself, I might as well just tap out and walk off the mat. Those things will ultimately, and it doesn't even seem like it, and most of the time we get to hide that we even had that weak thought process. So we kind of ignore it. But the tough guys, the best guys, they find this enjoyment, this solace in those kind of rounds, in those kind of matches. Like Mike was so excited talking about getting to train hard and getting to fight hard from the feet. And those things are important if you want to compete at a high level, even if it's not black belt, even if it's masters blue belt and you want to compete at master worlds. That isn't high level. I know that it's blue belt, I know that it's masters, but those are going to be the best blue belts, masters in your age and belt level and weight range that there are. That's not good. That's not good to go in with a weak mindset. Those guys will beat you because someone in that division probably is strong, is probably going to be mentally tough. And, that's kind of a shocking thing for people when you go out to compete and it's rough and it's fast and maybe even you sweep the guy or you take the guy down and you don't expect the fight that's about to ensue when you try to finish the position, meaning like finish your sweep. Because at the gym, a lot of times people don't even care to fight you. Oh, you knocked me to my butt. Okay, come on top. Now I'll play guard. When you're competing, nobody thinks that way, or very, very few people think that way unless they're up on points, right? Usually, if you knock me to my butt, I'll die trying to get up. People are usually so shocked by that. It is so surprising when someone's butt touches and that person fights hard to get up. It's so shocking. And we talked about this before, but you can train that. You can train those fights of, okay, I'm going to take you down, and when your butt touches, you fight to the death trying to get up. Don't let me keep you down. I'm going to try to earn my points. And you can do that. You can even do that with designated winner, and do it at a slower pace. Okay, you just fight kind of hard to stop me, and I'll try to hold you down. There are definitely different ways that we can try to get better at those specific fights. But the true important part, I really think, is that that kind of enjoyment for the grind, that enjoyment for the tough fights. You almost have to, and I always will tell my students this, if you go to compete, it's really smart to tell yourself that you're willing to die out there. And I know that sounds bizarre, but it's really helpful. And the reason it's really helpful is because if you go out and have a very hard fought match, there will be a point where you actually think you are going to die. And I know that sounds dramatic, but competitors will tell you this. Anyone who's competed a lot, or even a lot of people who've just competed once, will tell you that this anxiety attack that you just force upon yourself when you go compete, you will think that it's the end. But just having made that little mental note of, well, this is expected, I guess I'll just die because I'm not going to give up. I guess I'll just die because I'm going to keep pushing. Man, that mindset is so important when it comes to winning in the final, whether you're at a local tournament or whether you are at the worlds. That mindset is so beneficial when it starts to get tough and the day gets hot and your knees hurt, your ankles hurt, whatever hurts. That mindset of, I'm going to grind, I am okay with dying. That's really important. And then the last mindset, the third mindset, is not one that he brought to the tournament, but the one that kind of sounds like got him there. And that is the mindset of keep showing up. We talk about focus and efficiency so much on the mat or on the show that I don't think a lot of times we focus enough on what it would just optimizing your toughness, kind of optimizing how much you can actually train. And when it comes to the best guys, they're big on optimizing that. They are big on making sure that they are getting their reps, making sure that they are getting their, getting whatever. If you really listen to Mike and you've read the 3 Lenses ebook, which is totally free and available with the link in the description. But if you listen to him, he sounds a lot like an athletic learner. Like in the way he thinks, the way that he explains things sounds very much like an athletic learner. But really, those things don't matter. Whether you're an athletic learner, athletic learners seem to be the people that realize this the first. But like, it doesn't really matter if you're a scientific or an artistic learner or any of those things if you are not training, if you're being inconsistent. Sometimes it's really easy to mistake efficiency and focus on efficiency for laziness. Of course, I wish that there was a way to train jiu-jitsu that was even more efficient than I had for you guys. But at some point, jiu-jitsu is going to be hard. It's going to beat up your body and you're going to be tired and you're not going to want to do it. You're going to want to quit competing. I talked about when I was a purple belt, how I wanted to quit competing. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be a coach. That's it. I just can't do this anymore. And it's not to say that I beat that mindset and now I'm a world champion. But it is to say that I beat that mindset and I am still competing and I am still getting ready to do another big run at competing. I'm still here. I'm still alive. And that sometimes is all that we can do in jiu-jitsu, is just keep showing up. But eventually that creates something bigger, that creates something better. So that's what I'll leave you guys with today. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. This was a fun one. If you guys like the idea of me doing kind of a breakdown of the interview and some little notes that I had for Suck Less Saturdays after I do interviews, let me know. I really thought that was fun to do, and it was just, I don't know, different. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys like this one. Hope you guys check out the new episode with Mike Crisp, and most importantly, I hope this episode helps you guys suck just a little bit less at jiu-jitsu. Have a great day, guys. Hey guys, Josh here again. I noticed that the podcast is over, but you are still listening. So you might still be in search of some really good free content that the I Suck at Jiu-Jitsu Show provides. So if that is the case, if you guys are looking for some solo episodes where you can learn more about efficiency and effectiveness in Jiu-Jitsu, I would highly recommend 2 episodes. The first is episode 111, and that is on blitzing. It's this idea of pacing that most people, even black belts, don't think about. And then episode 129 is on designated winner. It is this new training concept that we have been doing at my team. We've been talking about a lot on the I Suck at Jiu-Jitsu Show. I've actually been traveling the country and teaching this training method. And so as we continue to grow the show, I think that is going to be the episode that I push most people to. It's episode 129, designated winner, learning to master the flow. This is kind of the missing piece between drilling and flowing and positional sparring. You kind of get to combine all 3 of those things with designated winner and get the effects of all 3 of those things with designated winner. Also, if you guys are interested, if you're looking for some more deep dives into specific things in jiu-jitsu, you can always go to simplifyingjujitsu.com, where I have all of my instructionals, all of my dad's instructionals, and actually a few from my coach Kyle Watson, my friend Nick Sanders, John Prine, really some amazing black belts instructing you at simplifyingjujitsu.com. Also at simplifyingjujitsu.com, I have a free ebook for you guys. It is called The 3 Lenses. It is the 3 lenses that people look through to learn jiu-jitsu. Most of us only ever see or learn from one of the lenses. And simply by adding the extra perspective of the other 2, you will triple how quickly you get good at jiu-jitsu, especially how well you understand jiu-jitsu. And that is what this free ebook really provides, is a very good way for you to understand the language, understand what's happening, understanding why you are getting better, or more importantly, why you're not getting better. And you can use this free ebook and it will help you diagram what you want to, getting to the goals you want to get to. And so that is all I have for you guys. Make sure to check out Designated Winner. Make sure to check out everything that I have at simplifyingjujitsu.com, whether it is free or it is paid. You can also follow me on Instagram at the Josh McKinney. If you ever have any questions or comments, or you want to send a suggestion for a Suck Less Saturday episode, you can email me, josh@simplifyingjujitsu.com. I read all those emails. Sometimes they get repetitive, so I combine 5 or 6 emails to be a Suck Less Saturday episode. But keep those emails coming so I can keep producing great jiu-jitsu content, and I can keep hearing from the people who actually enjoy the show and want to keep hearing the jiu-jitsu content that I produce. Have a great day, guys. I hope this last little few minute clip helps you suck just a little bit less at jiu-jitsu. Have a great day.